Coronavirus has been around for about 2.5 years now and has affected many students of all ages, and here's what some of them had to say.
Hi, my name is David and I'm 5 years old and I go to kindergarten. I love going to school and not using the computer.
Tell me what the coronavirus is.
A ball that has spikes but not spikes and balls that are flat.
And what does it do?
It, it makes you sick. I don't like using the mask at school because I can't breathe.
My name is Carlos. I'm 17 years old, and I go to Dobbins CTE High School. Favorite things to do is play video games. When COVID first started, not really near the schools, so nothing really happened until around like March, where everyone just randomly got sent home. And then once that year ended, we started the next year fully virtual. Virtual school wasn't that bad. Others say that it was pretty difficult for them, but it wasn't that bad for me. Although I would say I would prefer being in school rather than virtual, because it gets boring from time to time in virtual school. It could have been better, but I'm not really sure for us, for me as a sophomore during that year. Although for seniors, I do think it was probably difficult for them since, they're seniors and they had a lot planned for their year. I feel COVID could come back, or it could just be stay like the flu, where all we have to do is just take the vaccines from a certain amount of months, and how it could affect the students if it does come back, like how it first started off. We could probably end up back in a virtual school, and as I said, people didn't really like virtual school. Some others think that it was more difficult, so it could affect the schools pretty badly.
My name is Kimberly Rangel. I am 22 years old and I attend Gwynedd Mercy University. When COVID started, what it was 2019, a year ago, I had just finished high school. I had started into a college, was in person, and then soon after is when the government decided to do online classes. That took a big toll on me, not only for my mental health, but just simply being away when I had already had classes online and I already had friends and all that, not being able to see them, not being able to interact with my professors took a big toll on me, just because I am more of an in-person, face-to-face with my professor rather than on the camera, where sometimes my professors wouldn't always show their face, or I felt like they didn't always give their 100% focus onto their students, because I just felt like they didn't care as much as if it was in person. At least that's how I felt when doing online classes just didn't benefit me, and it kind of like made me feel like I just kind of lost a little focus on school for a bit, just because I feel like everybody was just passing, just because professors didn't really seem to put as much effort as they did when we were in person. Not miss being outside so much, I think, was simply me like coloring. I love just doing, whether it's coloring, whether it's writing, whether it's watching videos on the laptop or movies. I think that really helped me. And also just being able to not have to worry about, oh, I'm gonna get sick from this virus or anything like that. Like that kind of just made me forget about what was going on outside the world. It was just kind of me being in my own world, watching movies, doing what I love, which was coloring or drawing. With like the restrictions being lifted, especially the mask mandate, yes, I have gone out, whether it's the movies, the mall, and I did go to a concert, which was probably one of the biggest events since COVID. Like since the restrictions have been lifted, was one of my biggest events. And as far as like COVID coming back, I do believe it's gonna come. I mean, it's always gonna be here regardless, it's just going to be another, it's just going to be like another, like the flu essentially. And especially now with people like not having to wear masks, in some places they do, but with people not having to wear masks, or with people not being as precautious with hand sanitizing themselves as often as they did when COVID first hit, I feel like there's a big risk in COVID coming back, and they're already saying that in some cases, like New York, they're already rising again. So they're probably gonna. I mean, they're already bringing back the mask mandating again. So that didn't really last any long.
As you can see, the coronavirus has affected many people of many